Ba-bum. Okay. Whew. How's that? I had totally forgotten that I had borrowed my very special, not so much, but the only one that I have around here, USB cable for another thing. So I had to grab that, but ooh, here we are. Anyways, thanks folks for yelling at me in the chat there. We have got, of course, a bunch of HomePods here to fix. Bunch of first gen stinky Apple HomePods. We're gonna kick things off here with 3890's first gen HomePod, of course. As you saw but didn't hear, we've got no lights, no power, nothing here. A couple of watts from the wall there. All looks like the usual dead diode. So we're gonna get that and hopefully all the others up there fixed. And if we have time after that, we've of course got many more waiting to get fixed up as well. Anyways, let's dig in. I don't know what the heck the purple thing is. It doesn't give me an option to remove those. Very interesting. Interesting update, YouTube. Stefan, I think you're in second place because it sees that you've got a potty now. I don't actually know. I have no idea. Why is there no clear all button for the notifications on my lock screen? It's like they give you a clear all button, but it's only for like certain older notifications, right? The ones that have been there since you've unlocked the screen and locked it. I guess the easy workaround, right, is to unlock your screen and then lock it, and then that way it puts all of them under the clear all button, right? Is that how that works? Should I get a not an iPhone for my next phone? Oh, welcome everyone in the chat. Goodness, we got everyone here. We don't have shuffle. Oh, we do have shuffle hands. We do have everyone. We have a lot of people here. We don't have everyone. We gotta get everyone in here. Stefan, message everyone. Message Marvin. Actually, don't message Marvin. He's probably sleeping. Ooh. Hurry up and do the white one. Welcome, Nixon. The looks, the visual looks. The logic boards are identical inside and out between the black and white model HomePods. They look exactly the same. it's well, presumably something in the software that relates to the serial number that dictates what color it shows up in software, but there's no hardware differences between the model color differences other than the software on the logic board and the mesh and the plastic top and the rubber base, of course. That's funny. Nixon jumped from third place to first place live chatter. See, this is good. This'll be fun. I see why they added this. Got a fine smelling subwoofer, no issues there. What if I just shut down my PC and see it wouldn't be worth it. I can just simply make so much more money sitting down and fixing them all than running off with them. Not to mention, you gotta be pretty silly to steal many electronic devices these days. Even if they don't have Find My or anything built in. I mean, there's so many different ways to track down if it's going up for sale. You just be right, just do it the right way. Oh, it might only be a like a desktop. Might have the top fans thing. There's a purple number next to a lot of the people chatting. See, and what's weird is it doesn't show one for him either. He just doesn't have a place. Here we are. We're gonna do a little quick maintenance first. The one thing that does go bad in pretty much all of these HomePods are our DC filters for the bass amp. The bass audio going into the amp to be in particular. When these go bad, they cause death farts and all sorts of bass issues, physical damage to parts that otherwise aren't expecting to see amplified DC voltage. So it's always a good idea to replace these with good high quality new ones if you've got the chance. Very nice. A little bit of flux to help remove the corrosion. Get a good nice solder bond. Some fresh solder on the pads to hold our new filters down. You get away from you. You get closer. Perfect. And now for the main event here. The reason it was sent in to us. Certainly a shorted Schottky diode. There it is, date code 48K. Let's get that swapped out with a brand new one that, unlike those filters that by nature of the ceramic capacitor will naturally go bad over time, being used or not, they all go bad and need to be replaced again. These diodes shouldn't be failing like this. So we get it replaced with a new one, higher quality, higher rated. The problem certainly won't happen again. I mean, there's a million other reasons that could cause this thing to no longer power on, but this one is the most common. And it's sad to see it's just caused by a bad batch of these diodes floating around. And we're stuck fixing them. But hey, at least we can. Gotta help us the day comes when they start serializing parts at a board component level. I mean, they already do with the CPU and the Wi-Fi module, the wireless modules and the storage modules, right? But you know, this diode, the filtering capacitors, can you imagine? I hope I'm not giving anybody any ideas, but I figure by now they've been dreaming about it forever now. Excuse me. With all that done to the amp, that should fix and prevent most of the common issues that these HomePods come into here for. We'll get it back together with a replacement solid rubber subwoofer gasket, and that'll make this one happy, long-lasting HomePod. Two more days until your trip. You can't prime one. You can't prime yourself a power bank. Or maybe you can find one at a flea market. I'm sure there's a bunch of them at flea markets. Do I have a working 2010 MacBook Pro logic board? 2010. Well, what screen size? Because I think I only have mostly spare parts for the 17-inch. Nothing for a 15 or 13-inch of that year. Flea markets are Saturdays only. Oh no. Any e-waste centers you can go to? Switch all your phones out that's good. I do bring a spare phone or two with me whenever I travel for that reason. Just in case. Yeah, but to travel with like the whole collection of like 40 plus. Just use a different phone for each day. Oh yeah, the S7, that was like what, 2 or 3 generations before they were waterproof by themselves, or even water resistant. I remember because I had an S7 or an S8 Active, specifically a variant of that phone that was built to be more rugged and waterproof, and it had flaps over some of that. It had a removable back for the battery still, one of the last of its kind. before we moved away from removable backs. A removable back on a waterproof phone. Wild, huh? They started waterproofing from the S5. That feels way earlier than I remember, but
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more
maybe it was an S5 or S6 active. I can't remember. It was black and it had a blue frame around it. But that probably doesn't help much. Here we go. We've got Adam's 2 HomePods now. Adam with no power on both of them. No lights, no nothing here. Let's crack it open. See what we're dealing with. Let me see. S6 active images. It was not the S. Was it the S6 active or was it the S5 active? I think it was the S5 active that I had. No, yeah. Yeah, S5 active, I believe. The S7 Edge? Ooh. I had the S6 Edge. Yeah, that's right. I went from the Galaxy S3 to the S5 active to the S6 Edge. And then an iPhone. I think that's when I went to iPhones. The full-size USB 3.0 micro port van. Those were the days. Short-lived, but they certainly existed. They happened. The Galaxy Note 4 was a legendary device too. Absolute unit. Removable battery, of course, the stylus, the big screen. Couldn't get much better. Note 4 was probably one of Samsung's peak products. And I want a Note 7 just for the novelty, man. Just for the... Isn't that the phone that was catching on fire? Aspect. That's right, that's right. And I was gonna get a Note 7. I was gonna upgrade from my S6 Active, or from my S6 Edge to a Note 7, but then they were recalled, and that's when I decided to get an iPhone. My mom gave me her iPhone 6, but it was not turning on, and it was still under warranty, so I took it to Apple, and they convinced me to trade it in and upgrade to a 6S Plus. I proceeded to go through very many iPhone 6S Pluses before I eventually got one that was okay. It was acceptable. The biggest problem that I kept having with them right out of the box was the screen was not evenly backlit. Like, you'd have these bright white spots here and there, especially in the corners. Very noticeable on even when you're looking at things with even colors or even backgrounds. But I mean, I must have swapped that phone out 8 or 9 times. And after the second or third time, I stayed at the store and I opened it up and I made the employee stand there and watch me open it, so that I could say, nope, this one's got the same problem. Take it back and give me another one to try. We literally opened up every single one of their iPhones. Every single one of the silver iPhone 6S Pluses that I wanted. They ran out. And I was like, well, I'll just take this one and go do the same thing to the next Apple store. And I did. Man, was I a jackass. But like, at the same time, they had convinced me to trade in my 6 and still practically pay full price for a 6S. And I wasn't going to do that. Oh, and the other funny thing was, right out of the box, as I was opening it, one of the body had like a giant scratch on the side of it. And like, the employee saw it as soon as I opened the box. And him and I both looked at each other, and he already knew what I was about to say. And he was like, let me take that back and swap it out for you. And like, to be fair, the employees themselves handled me very well. They handled the situation beautifully. They couldn't have done anything more. They could have said, nope, you can contact Apple and have them sort it out for you, but we've sold you the phone from here, you can go. But they sat down and they swapped out every single phone they had in stock for me to try to get one for me that I liked, that I was happy with. And I'll give them a lot of props for that. Alright. Not so alright. There we go. Now, let's get that dead diode out of here. Torment the Mini. No. 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 No, and please don't ask again. Took me a second to think what you were asking for, but I don't want to listen to anyone's music today. So sorry. Oh, especially after having to listen to so much of the kids stuff. I just want silence. I mean, I know you guys don't want total silence. You'd rather at least have me talk. But I could go for some silence. Oh yeah, and my wife's not going to be out for very long, so it won't be too quiet for much longer here. I mean, we'll be able to keep going when she gets back. That's no worries. I love how Stefan has certainly talked more than anybody else in the chat today, and it still has him as number 3. What is the metric based on? No, 20 prototype. Ooh. How much do they want for it? And is it a real prototype? Or is it a knockoff Note 20 that they're trying to pass off as a prototype? Yeah, dude, cop that. Why have you not copped this yet? $50 for the main board might be worth it
I'm having trouble connecting to the...
if it comes with a warranty and or it's not like a base spec, cause or at least the specs that are soldered to the board, try not to get the base model of, especially if you're going to be spending the money on it. Try to get the beefiest one you can get for your money. I'm not sure if $50 is especially a great deal for that particular setup, but it doesn't sound like a total ripoff if you've got some sort of guarantees behind it. Well, anyways, let's get Adam's second pod fixed up here. And then we move on to Dwayne, which we shall now email. Which whom? Alright, here we go. Ooh, photos. Missing the back. Interesting. That is an interesting phone. Three-month warranty. Yeah. I mean, just hop on eBay and give a quick peek around, see if you can't find a better deal. eBay's And like if you scroll down through the filters, you can choose to filter by completed and sold listings. You want to check both completed listings and sold listings together, and then look through and see what sold recently for what price. It does appear to be pretty genuine. This thing, however, this HomePod seems a little beat. I think we've got some broken bits inside, yep. That's alright. Garbage. Garbage. We got a not broken one here. Not sure if that was broken before they sent it to us or if it got broken on its way to us. Not that they would, not that you would really ever know half the time with physical damage like that, since the parts are still technically screwed together. Nothing's rattling around, you won't really hear any problems. Subwoofer seems just fine. Here we go. Y'all know the drill. I always assumed that untested means I tested it and I couldn't get it working for one reason or another. So, if it seems like a worthwhile gamble for a set of parts to you, then and you're looking to throw $50 away, I mean, and or if you need the parts, eh? Seems like a pretty decent mystery box, if you ask me, though. Woo! Beautiful. And now, for our dead diode. You don't even have room to put it anywhere from all the parts you currently have. So you just want me to enable your hoarding. Maybe put the money towards some way to organize what you've got better. I don't know about you, but that's always fun for me, is going through and just reorganizing all my stuff. I could obviously do for a good cleaning and a bit of reorganizing of our desk and setup here. I feel like that took a bit too much for that, Stefan. watch like one or two people like say something for the first time in the chat and like put you back in third place again. The magic words were, "I need pods." You just gotta talk about home pods and home pods only. Tide Pods. Stefan, are you why they lock up the Tide Pods now? Ooh, wife is home. I will be right back. Alright, we are back. We are back, and she gone. She forgot the stroller, so I hooked her up with this stroller, and she's headed back out. I think updating your app might get you to first place shuffle hands. Because it looks like you're just still not even there. Top fans, yeah, it doesn't even put you up there. Who made this up? I would like to speak with them. You just gotta talk about HomePods. I'm gonna have to investigate this further. There isn't an update available. Okay, Stefan, what are you using to chat to us with? Are you using a phone? Are you using a browser on a PC? Or a laptop or something? Let's see. 39.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info.
Very nice. We move on to the next one. We've got Dwayne. We got Dwayne the Pod Johnson here with no power. Sorry, I had to. After Dwayne here, we've got John with the fun one. It looks like they already tried fixing it themselves. So let's get this one out of the way first. No lights, no power. A couple of watts from the wall. It all looks like the usual. Where's my mouse? The usual dead diode. Let's dig in. Welcome, 0.5. If you would like to introduce yourself to everyone, you are more than welcome to tell everyone, first name, who you are, if you would like them to know which of your pods is coming up here. I mean, you might not want to. These guys are animals. They'll never leave you alone. They'll offer you $5 for your HomePod. They're ruthless. How many HomePods can we fix? $2 for the Pooper Mini? No, that's my Mini. Poopy or not, it is mine. Hey, we got John with us. That's who it is. John's pod's coming up next year. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully we can make some quick work of it. I don't know. They might knowing that someone else has already worked on it. They might lowball you on their offer, as if $5 wasn't. You don't know? Oh, shuffle hands. I did, John, these guys are kids, basically, more or less. Young'uns. They don't know what that stuff is. They're gonna have to burn a bottle of water to ask their precious ChatGPT what it is. Dang, you know, and my wife was named after a Star Trek character. Crazy. Crazy separation of generations. Like, Star Trek seemed like an old show to watch to me when I was young. Granted, I'm only 30 some odd years old, but ooh. Ooh. Is it time to change this? No. Do they just give us a couple of crappy screws there, eh? Here we go, let's get it a new set of fart filters so it doesn't come back to us with the death farts. How much would 500 cigarettes cost? Cigarette cost calculator. Good neighborhood pharmacy. Good grief. Thank you. Oh. That wasn't what I was looking for. That's depression. And now our dead diode. Over $208? Okay, well, I mean, that's not the most outlandish deal to make. I mean, and if you get a discount on your Siggies, then you know you're looking at as much as I charge for a refurbished HomePod potentially or less. I don't know what I would do with 500 cigarettes. I'd probably try to find someone to uptrade for 500 HomePods. And then who's the fool, huh? Stefan, you should look into Windows 11 LTSC. Or if you hate Windows 11 altogether and you want Windows 10 without the bloatware, you should get Windows 10 LTSC. Long-term service channel or long-term support channel, depending on who you ask. It's basically the bloat-free version of Windows, straight from Microsoft. It's the version of Windows that most of the laptops that they would sell right out of the Microsoft store came loaded with, because most of the laptops that they sold right out of the Microsoft store did not come with bloatware. And you'll get, you'll have support for longer than the regular edition of Windows 10 will have. I don't know what Tiny Windows is, but that sounds kind of sketchy. I'm gonna have to look into this. You'll use Arch for like a week, if that. If that. If you can get it running. And then you'll use something else. Excuse me. Yeah, that mass grave PowerShell command. Or the PowerShell command that pulls from the, I think it was mass graves GitHub repo. A little activator thingy. Very much quite possibly a botnet, but I'm always suspicious of a particular thing when it's pushed and peddled so hard, like on Twitter, for example. It almost feels like it's been advertised to me. And it's like, why are you trying so hard to tell me that there's a way for me to activate Windows for free, and all I need to do is run your PowerShell scripts. But anyways, it's probably fine. Right? You've used it more times than you can count. Well, how high can you count? Oh no, see, the whole point of, like I was talking about with a botnet, isn't to kill your computer. It's to silently run in the background until they need to want or need to do something with some spare resource here or there with your machine, like a DDoS attack. And even in that case, using your machine as part of a DDoS attack, in many cases, may not even notice when they're using your machine. Not trying to scare anyone, just don't go blindly trusting what the internet tells you to do without due diligence and some research. And if you aren't sure, it's always safest and best to just avoid it altogether.
I'm having trouble.
Or, I mean, in some cases like that, it might be worth burning the bottle of water to ask an AI assistant if it looks safe. It can be half decent at that, stepping through the code and milking through it, making sure that there isn't anything too amiss. I mean, it's always kind of hard to tell by the nature of the activators. They tend to need to hook into certain things that look sketchy. There's just not much you can do to get around it. It will show up as like some sort of virus, right? How it works. But that's also kind of an even bigger reason not to trust them or use them, even if they work and even if they look trustworthy here and now. It goes without saying, I've still used it myself a few times, so I won't say I haven't. Oh boy. We've got, let's see. Alex coming up next. Alright, so here we've got John. We have, of course, got here something that someone's already worked on. Someone's been in here. I'm not going to try plugging this in and turning it on because I tend to tell people when they're sending in a pod they've already worked on that it's best to send everything if it's possible. Send all the parts and send it all put together. You don't have to plug anything in, just make sure you've got all the screws and stuff holding it all together so they don't go bouncing around and causing more damage. But point is, I don't know what people plug in or don't plug in or might have incorrectly plugged in or what other damage they might have caused. I don't want to just plug this in and see what happens, knowing that someone has been in here and taken it apart and worked on it. That display is definitely busted. You can see the corner right here start to lift up when yeah. So that actually right there is probably very much what their original issue for no power might have been. And I can tell too because if we look at an angle on the logic board here, you can see that the display even pushed into the logic board and started to bend that a little bit. So hopefully the logic board is still good. We'll go ahead and get this apart all the way here still, and ooh. Okay, so with this broken, I'm gonna actually wager a guess that this was this might have gotten broken on its way to me. And this is actually not their original problem, but a subsequent issue that caused perhaps in shipping. I'll have to look at what box they shipped it in and oy vey. We will take the tape off of this. We don't need to worry about taping this down. If anything, this tape's just gonna come off and start flapping around and making rattling noises in the future. But we don't need to worry about taping this down. Once it warms up, this'll stick to it. No worries with that. Ooh. Okay, it looks like we actually shipped John a box in the first place. So I'll have to see if the box got beat up on its way to me, and I will make an insurance claim, and that's it, because it takes a lot to cause this kind of damage. This isn't just oops, I threw it into the back of my car kind of thing, right? This is like I kicked it across the warehouse. Subwoofer is it looks good, smells good and all that. everything looks pretty well put together. I don't see any problems. Is that? That's loose. You had the cable connected correctly, but the connector feels pretty loose on the board. It might be about ready to pop off the board altogether. Let's see here. Alright, what do we got in here? Oh, any hints? Sometimes if there's any damage done to the board, the component will fall loose inside of the shell on its way to us, but yeah, that'll give us some hints what's going on, but looks clean in there. Just take a quick look-see around the board and see if anything is missing around where the screws go. No, it all looks to be there. Okay. So we've got a 2144K dated diode on there. It looks like they did indeed get it replaced. Unlike me with my busted up multimeter probes here, I need to replace these. I have to hold the wire into it or it won't connect. Alright, let's see if we still have a short on the board or not. Nope, no short on the board. We're looking good. Okay, well, let's test my theory here. Let's see if their damaged display was already damaged before it got to us, and that's what was causing their issues this whole time. Before we try anything, we're going to use their amplifier and their power supply. We're going to bring forth my logic board and display, since we know these all light up and, dare I say, make a sound when they boot up. And let's see what happens with just this. Oh, we've also got a subwoofer here that we can plug in. Give us a little bit of audible feedback here. And I need this, which lets us plug in a power cord. Alright, close your eyes. We got nothing. No lights, no power. We had about 1 watt coming out of the wall, and now it's about down to 0. That's definitely dead. I doubt it, but let's see if the thermal camera will reveal anything. So we've got activity on the power supply. We've got nothing on the amplifier board though. Okay. I believe I've felt this issue before. Replaced the diode, plugged it in and burned out the MOSFET. Replaced the MOSFET and got the screen to light up for a second and then nothing. The MOSFET, is that, are you talking about, here, let's get a quick look-see. Are you talking about, it looks like this guy, this little MOSFET right here, eh? So we probably still have a short somewhere over here. I wonder if it blew up the step-down converter entirely. That tends to happen. So you've got your MOSFET over here, and then you've got a step-down converter here, but this looks like you didn't replace this. Let's see what we've got. Still clear across the diode. That's our ground. Is it? No, that's not our ground. Our ground's over here, I think. Wait a second. I'll have to look up where our ground is, but I guess it's not here. I think, actually, the step-down converter is just blown open. Because we don't have anything going to ground. Oh, we do have one. That might actually be the only one we need. Let me grab another board and we will sanity check here. Nope, that's good. That is expected. Well, here's what we will... Actually, let's just poke around a little more for any shorts. Yeah, that all looks good. Let's make sure we don't have any blown open fuses. I doubt it. Yep, that all looks good. Gosh golly. Alright, here's the plan. I'm gonna grab a parts board here. Oh, you know what? You know what? I forgot to look at this connector here. This connector here felt really loose. Yeah. Yep. Sure enough. We've got a one that's broken off there. Just the one? Oh, it just came off completely. Look at that. That's probably our problem, eh? Well, let's put all this away for now. And get this back on there properly. Looks like one of its teeth fell out. We'll get that put back in. That goes this away. Tricky little buggers. I'm about to just yank. Oh, I think I got it. I was gonna say I'm gonna yank this off another board, but we're all good. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. No, 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 no. This is how we do it. Friday night. Okay, how do we want to do this? Normally yeah, here we go. But can it hold it? No, it's not holding it. Oh, it's the weight. Oh, it's still ain't holding it. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Where are the rest of these? Here we go. Here we go. And then we blast ourselves in the face with some heat. So anyways, I started blasting. Actually, you know what? We can probably go ahead and heat this up. Right side. Is this even walking correctly? It is. Okay. Oh, it fell out. Oh, and it fell out again. Goodness. I'm 2 seconds from pulling another one of these connectors out off another board here. Are you gonna stay in there? Are you gonna stay? Here's what we do. Flux fixes everything, right? It'll keep that in place for us. I'm gonna have to slide this sucker over. I'm just gonna have to hold it. Here we go. Alright. I'm not playing games. Alright, I think it's on there, but I'm gonna hit it one last time here to be sure. I can't really get a great angle at it, so. Man. Can I, like, sit this on something? I can. I can. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Heck, I can even do like that. Rotate it. Beautiful. This is what I needed. It's perfect! Alright. Do we have any change in behavior with that fixed? I'm gonna give it a 50-50 shot. We might still have something else wrong here. We might just be dealing with a multitude of issues here. Yep, still not turning on here. Same exact behavior. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll go ahead and replace those other two parts that we were talking about. We're going to replace the MOSFET that they already replaced. We're just going to do it again with another one just to be sure. And then we will see if that works. Oof. Alright, you can get out of here. Oh, maybe that wasn't even on there all the way. I'm not too sure now. Alright. I just don't like how crooked that keeps sitting. I'm gonna try one more time here to bump that straight. Okay, that looks a bit better. All for naught though if it ain't fixed. Hey, don't you talk smack about my mumbo jumbo iPhones. I want bigger iPhones. Heck, I'd use my iPad as a phone. Hey, there we go. Alright. So, it was either the MOSFET and or the step down was also dead. Yeah, and we've got good sound. Alright, let's wrap this one up with a new set of filters really quick. We don't want to have done all that work and then have to take it back in a few months for the oh-so-preventable death farts issue. So, of course, back under the microscope one more time. I don't know, there's that tech nerd guy out there. He seems pretty, he seems like he knows his way around these pretty well, too. I'll take HomePod King of North America. Alright, let's get this back together once and for all. Why do you refuse to cooperate? There we go. Oh no, Stefan's gotten German again. I see Gatorade. Oh, I grabbed a broken basket. Let me put a different one on here. Yeah. Darn. Let's see. I gotta have one in here somewhere. No. There will be no door slamming here, Stefan. Demonetized? The question remains, is their logic board still good too? Because we've only tested their amplifier and power supply up to this point. We've been using my logic board and display to boot those up. Fingers crossed the logic board survived, or else I'll be really ripping into that insurance. Alright, let's make sure I don't try to use this on another HomePod. Grab ourselves a working display here. Make sure this one's not busted up in the same way. Cool. Looking good. Before I bother, I'll go ahead and power it up and make sure it actually... Yes. We gotta make sure it actually fully boots up here. We're not 1,000% out of the woods yet. The trees can still chase us. Look at that.
I'm having...
Beautiful. Alright, let's get this stuck back on. And we can move on from this here pod. I'm literally oh, small baggie with rubber covers. Nah, no worries about those. I've got so many spares sitting around, it's more trouble for me to grab those than it is to just grab all the hundreds that I've got floating around my desk here. That's what they float around my desk for. That's their purpose. I don't know what's up with my on-air station. There we go. All right. Say something. I mean, we know she works. Hey.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Alright.
For more info.
Very good, very nice. John is all fixed up. It is time for Alex and his 3 HomePods. Goodness. Alright. So we've definitely got blinkies there. Let's find out if it's a hardware problem or a software problem. Where are my good screws? Where are... This will work. We'll hook up our handy dandy 3D printable USB adapter to the bottom of our HomePod. We've got the HomePod upside down. That is a no joke requisite for putting the HomePod into DFU mode, the mode it needs in order for us to push the more or less custom firmware. My dirty screen. Relish, Stefan. Alright, we've got the USB cable plugged in first. It is upside down. We can plug our power cable in and run our, hopefully, 3 magic commands. Most hardware issues will make this error out pretty early on, so we'll see how far it gets. If it gives us starts giving us a restore progress bar, then we'll know we're in probably good shape. Come on, come on. Yeah. That is a hardware issue with the logic board, one that we can't even fix. It's just going to have to take a replacement logic board. Well, we might as well See what their other break is doing. Maybe they'll let us buy this one from them. Cause I am extremely short on logic boards, as in I've got like 6 or 7 other people waiting for logic boards to finish their repairs. And yeah, it's really rough here right now as far as HomePods that need these logic boards to fix them, because Apple doesn't, you know, make it any easier. Man, I knew these ones were going to end up needing logic boards too. This sucks. This genuinely sucks. I'm going to have to either stop taking these pods like these for repair or charging a fair bit more here very soon. Maybe our luck is better with this one. It kind of needs to be. Ah, the wife is home. I'll be right back. Okay. We're back. This sucker better be a software issue, or we're gonna have a bad day. Stefan, why are you breaking everything? Oh, you know what? I want to use my other power cable for this, because that's the one that gives me my power draw from the kilowatt meter. Alright, come on. down. Waiting for NAND. This one's busted too. Well, that sucks. We've only got one out of these 3 HomePods that we can fix for him right now, and who knows how long we're gonna have to make. How long we're gonna have to make him wait to get these other 2 fixed. But it is what it is. I mean, I kind of don't even want to bother fixing their other one until, yeah, I don't think they're here watching with us now, so we'll go ahead and skip their other one for now. I'll let them know what's going on, and we'll see what they ultimately want to do. Because that might, I don't know how long it's going to take to get the logic boards for those 2. Let's at least... Did I even put this fella up there? 3857 jack. Dang, I didn't. Well, let's go ahead and put jack at the end of the line here. So that way we don't just pop them into the middle of the stream. 3904, here we go. There we go. 3904, no power. Let's see. Where is 3904? There they are. Alright, they say they think they've got a dead diode here. Let's see if that's true. Have I eaten anything? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I had a couple burgers. I had a chicken sandwich too. Had some fries. Had, ooh, I need some water. You know what? I changed my mind on Alex's no power pod. We're gonna go ahead and fix that one. Please reconnect. I think we're back. I think we're back. Are we back? Now see, you can't do two things at the same time in this house without it catching on fire. So I had to turn my AC off. For now. Oh, working on it, Stefan. Ooh, a bunker. A bunker sounds pretty nice. I've kind of always wanted a bunker. Start dealing rugs. I didn't know there was that much money in rugs and carpets. Someone's been watching TikToks of those TikTok videos where they clean those nasty rugs, and it's like a night and day difference. Yeah, I can't lie, this stuff is pretty satisfying to watch. Kinda crazy how clean they can make it. half of it feels like they do the equivalent of like those those fake restoration videos where they like make them all like superficially rusty and then pretend like it's this super broken down piece of lost treasure that they restore to perfect working and functioning condition again magically. Alright. Time for that dead diode. I think I should start posting this on TikTok. What, just like little quick edits? See, the thing is like we don't do. I mean, we can post to TikTok anytime we do something different, but so much of what we do is the same thing day in and day out. But maybe that's just our challenge to come up with making it a little more interesting here and there. Back to we go. Nothing but crash outs. Oh, yeah. Good idea, Stefan. Yeah, you're right. You know, I used to love making short form content, but it was back around when Vine was a thing. I was huge into making Vines. It'd be fun to, I mean, heck, I could make content just for TikTok too. Quick little minute videos here and there with the prototype pods too. Show some of my vines. When we have more time, I'll show you guys some of my vines. I was horrible. I was chasing my roommates with a chainsaw inside of the house. I was taking their anime figures and strapping them to my car or drones. We were getting drunk and ordering 20 cheeseburgers in the McDonald's drive-thru. Of course, with a designated driver, but that designated driver, man, sometimes it feels like you're safer riding with it. No, I can't even joke about that. The guy just can't drive sober. He's just a bad driver all around. Everyone is on TikTok. Goodness. I don't know how big the crossover of OG HomePod owners and TikTok users there is. I'm very curious. They got their clout before they got their driver's license. Very nice. Oh. And a Brabus wagon, that's gotta be like either the nicest car at that school or the average car at that school. Either way, still wild. I was riding my bike and or walking to school. Even when I had a license and a car, my mom made me frickin' bike, walk, or take the bus. And there wasn't a bus route that was close to my house for high school because it was just far away enough. Just far away enough from any of the other stops. That it just made more sense to walk to school. I think it took like an hour. It was like 3 or 4 miles. Nicest car in the whole city. $500,000 trying. Oof. Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised it's only $500,000. We still have no power. I think we have a short somewhere on the logic board. What do you folks think? I'll have to rewatch what the power draw was when we were first working on it. Was it 4 to 6 watts? Or was it that low when we first looked at it? Another, oh, that one's really bad. Wow. Alright. Well, at least we don't have to take it apart any further. Do you think I didn't replace the diode? Oh, you. All right. Stefan, it is tomorrow. Still nothing? Still nothing? There's a lot going on here, man. Oh, don't worry. Don't you worry, Nixon. We're gonna get this one figured out, and then we're gonna call it. We had a late start to the day, but we're not gonna stay too late here still. You know, I think this one's also busted. So many of these, man. That's so sad. What about this one? I guess I have to look more carefully now, huh? not even gonna, let's just see. Do I trust it? Let's just grab one we know that works. For sure. This is one that we were just testing with earlier. Nah, it's still, I think we still have a short on the logic board too. Oof. Let's test that theory. I mean, I can't be surprised that so many of my displays are busted up because I buy so many of these parts pods, they get thrown around before they get to me because it's broken. Why treat it worth of crap, right? Just throw it around. It's for parts now, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. We definitely have something up on their logic board. It still needed a new diode, it still needed those filters, it still needed everything else that we've done essentially, but it also needs a little more work here. It never ends. The eternal giving. No, I don't know. I'm getting tired, folks. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this the easy way. No tricks. No smoke. Literally. We're just going to point the thermal camera at this and see what gets hot where. That should point us right to where the short is coming from on their logic board. Well, I don't usually do late night hangout streams because I've already spent so much of my day working. I want to spend time with the family. Ah, I see what happened. Because the display was physically damaged, it blew a little resistor on here. Check this out. Well,
Okay.
okay. We know what's wrong with this now. Let's get it fixed real quick. That is a 0 ohm resistor. It's actually, we could technically just replace this with a blob of solder here. Look at that. Look at that nasty guy there. Well, after the kid goes to sleep, I want to spend time with my wife, eh? Time with the wife and kid isn't the same as just time with the wife. We get like maybe an hour together a day without the kid needing one of us doing something for them. There we go. Alright. Let's wrap this up and get out of here. Oh. I guess it's good timing. My camera has overheated. We can't keep going if we wanted to. There you go. I've always got more cameras somewhere. we go, folks. Very nice. I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.